Some of you did ask if I've heard from my ex that I ran into at the birthday party last month, and I did hear from him. Everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi today. Did you have a good week? I hope so. I had a pretty good week. I had a few challenges, and a few snowstorms, but Desi and I are keeping warm. And thank you for last week. How fun was that? You know, not everybody watched that video last week when I talked about my 6 worst days, but it was not a downer. It was so much fun, and I couldn't believe that so many of us here share these same exact horrible experiences when we were dating or are dating or whatever, but it was so much fun. And one of you lovely ladies, well, you left a comment and your story beat all of mine put together. You said you actually met a man at a restaurant and he had an ankle bracelet on, and he said you and he had to talk fast because he only had 30 minutes. What's wrong? Are you mad at me? I know, that's half a bone. Next month on the 15th will be my 10th year on YouTube. And I want to sort of warm up to the fact that actually so many of you have been with me a whole decade. How about that? So today I want to answer a few of your very, very toughest questions that you leave, but I don't dare really leave an answer in the comments because it would just get too long. But I also want to answer some of your questions about how I feel about particular things that are going on. So you want to do this? All right. Let's do this. Let's talk.
I figured out how to ask for what I want, to yell when I'm being talked over, that I can make people feel things they've been ignoring just by being honest.
So you want to know, am I okay? How is my health doing? My health is doing very well. I think my new normal, my new baseline is much, much different than it was like 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. I always say I live a life now at 70 of it's always something. So as soon as I get rid of my headaches, then I have a little acid reflux. As soon as I get rid of that, then my hips ache. I mean, it's always something. It's always going to be something. But I always kind of look at it, you know, I'm breathing and I'm smiling, and no matter what, I'm going to work through it. I have had some specific challenges the last few weeks that I'm kind of wondering what's going on, and that has to do with acid in my stomach and kind of reacting to that. So I'm working on that, but there's always something medically that I'm working on. But the good news is that it's never serious, and I do try to take care of myself, but I also try to be my own best advocate. When I go into my doctor's office and I have a symptom of, I have tingling in my arms and my neck is sore, I know basically what he's going to do is say, yeah, we'll get some blood tests. I just get the feeling that, well, like they don't care. And I know that's not fair because I know I like my doctor. He is a very kind man, but he's very busy. And sometimes I get this feeling, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I just feel like the older I get, the less they care. Isn't that crazy? And I think that got put in my head because when my mama was so sick, and I saw the doctors kind of give up on her. And I think that stays in my mind, right or wrong. Maybe it's something I need to work through. But how I counter this is I do a lot of my own research. And I mean, you can find a doctor on YouTube that will corroborate any wacky theory that you might have. So I try to take it all with a grain of salt. But it's important that I research what's going on in my body so when I do go to my doctor, I can request a certain specialist. That's all. And that's what I do. So that's kind of my new thing of how I approach my health, that I have to be my own best advocate because nobody else is going to be there. So what's up with your money? How much money do you make? What are you living on? Do you get Social Security? Do you work another job? What's going on there? Well, I do get my Social Security, and that is enough for me to live on and nothing more, not $1 more. In fact, I couldn't even have a car payment if I just lived on my Social Security. That's the way it is right now for me. So I don't work another job other than YouTube, but I don't actually think of being here on YouTube as a job, even though I realize that it supplements my income, and I do appreciate that. But there isn't that go, go, go in my channel. You know what I mean? Like every other week it's a huge sponsored video or two videos a week, and this one is for that product and that, and I'm Amazon okay. So it's my channel is obviously not geared for financial success. I do make, I do make a living, but it's nothing like what could be. And it certainly isn't because I'm lazy, because I'm not lazy. I have so much energy and I have so much passion for what I do here. But I've always had a hard time combining business with art and passion. And at my age right now, I really don't care. I'm going to do what I want, when I want, and when you take a lot of sponsorships, they put so much pressure on you to get it done in time, or maybe don't talk about this in this video because it might taint our... No, I can't go down that road. And I also don't like the thought that when you come here, you feel like I'm trying to sell you something like an insurance agent. But on the other hand, it's fun to be girls together. It's fun to show you the very favorite fashions and makeup and hair products. I love that, so I always squeeze that in. But that's more because that's our relationship, with sisters. Or sisters and brothers. There's a little trick to finding out how much a YouTuber makes. It's tried and true, and I'm going to share the secret with you. But don't tell anybody, okay? There is a site, and it's called Social Blade. You go there and you punch in the YouTube creator's channel name, and then what will come up is all their stats, and it will show you what they make per month. Now, take the high end of what they make per month, times that by 2.7, and then you will come up with the accurate number of what they're taking home every month. But I will say this, if you see a YouTube channel that is bringing in less than 200,000 views per month, they're really not making a whole lot of money. They're not really making a living at it. But they are comfortably supplementing their income.
Little girls who grow up without fathers notice kisses that pass them by. We stand strong on one playground after another, watching the other girls embrace their fathers. But we find another way to feel loved, and we learn how to cry. All women learn how to cry.
There's something about when you get older. You appreciate everything. You see the world in a completely different way. Every single day is a lifetime, and it's precious. And you want to accomplish so much in that one day. And you get so overwhelmed by sometimes the beauty, just the beauty of someone saying, "Hi, how are you?" And they give you a hug. Or just the way a little dog looks that runs up to you. And I think sometimes I come off a little Pollyanna, and I'm not that way at all. But I think sometimes why I cry so easily is I get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed by the beauty and the love and just the mere fact that I can see through people and situations, and that I have clarity in life and purpose, and all those things overwhelm me because my life was so turbulent. So I'm thinking other people my age might have those same emotions. They get overwhelmed. It's like, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be this age and feel so young. I never thought I'd be this age and have this much fun with my girlfriends. And sometimes you get overwhelmed by the brutality and the cruelty and the stupidity that sometimes people can show. And it all kind of swirls into this. I don't know what the future will bring, but I'm here now. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. I'm really, really honest in my videos. I look you right in the eye, right in the camera lens, and I tell you everything. And sometimes perhaps that does not put me in the best light. But that's all I got. My pockets are empty. This is it. And there's got to be a morsel, a shred of something valuable in maybe my over-the-top dramatic personality. I'm Italian and I'm Irish. I do the best I can to control my emotions, and I think I've been doing better. I have been really trying really hard not to tear up. But sometimes, and one thing I know for sure is you do not want me to edit. You don't want me to edit what I do, what I say. You don't want to edit tears or laughter. You don't want me to edit anything. So there you go. So your question is, what's up with you? Are you okay? I think so. I'm pretty sure I'm okay. You want to ask Desi? Maybe we should ask Desi. No, maybe not. I'm not exactly sure what happened to my hair today, but I just let it air dry and I ended up looking like Mark Lindsay. Do you remember Mark Lindsay? He was the singer in the band Paul Revere and the Raiders. He just called, he wants his hair back. I love that band. What did they sing? Hungry. Hungry, hungry, hungry for those good things, baby. Hungry through and through. Okay. Why do I think that beauty channels have stopped getting big views, or some of the channels have ceased to exist. What is happening? Why have women stopped watching makeup channels? I remember when I started YouTube, it was 2015, and I'd been watching 2 years before that. And there were all these beautiful women, showing eyeshadow and lipstick and hair tips, and it was magical and it was wonderful. Everybody was sitting in their bedroom and we were all having a great time. I had my little $90 camera propped up on some books and I was sideways, but I was having a great time. And it was the wild, wild west. And then all of a sudden, as the years have gone on, especially after the pandemic, it's just, there was so much money being pumped in these beauty channels, and it stopped being real. It was all, buy this $70 palette. How about this $100 palette? And I think originally people turned into YouTube, I know I did, to find the real deal, to find the unfiltered everyday woman in her house sharing her tips and her life story. And, I loved it when older women showed how to put their makeup on, and it was wonderful. Keep your blush high and, don't put too much dark shadow on your lid and blah, blah. It was wonderful, and it's still wonderful. You tune into YouTube because you want something real. If you wanted to go shopping all the time, you just go to Ulta, right? Or you just go to Sephora. But you sort of want to tune in and be entertained and have a good time. And when that comes with a price tag, week after week after week, then it kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it. But I think there's another reason that the beauty community has suffered. And I do think it's because women more and more are saying, you know what? I don't need a whole lot of makeup on my face, and especially older women. Older women are realizing, hey, when I put on a whole lot of makeup, it ages me. It makes me look older. I saw so many videos like, well, older women aren't wearing enough makeup. Well, the philosophy now is have that glow. Be able to touch your face. Put your concealer a little here and a little here, but just be more natural. When a woman reaches 60, 65, 70 and beyond, and she has 20, 25 minutes to spare, perhaps her priority right now is not makeup. I know every time I do a makeup video, you don't watch. Well, a few of you do. But it's just not your cup of tea. I will do a makeup video. I love to do them too. But you seem disappointed because you'll say, oh, I love that lipstick and I love that blush on you, but I was really hoping you'd talk about what it's like to live alone, or what grocery prices are like. You just wanted that human touch. You wanted to spend your 20 minutes on something that maybe you could truly relate to, that would help you in your everyday life of just living. And so many of us, our self-esteem was wrapped up in how skinny are we, and, is our face made up, and is our hair just, and I think that's kind of, we're not throwing that away. We want to look great. Oh, yes, we do. It's just that we do not have to look like 1945 Betty Davis to do it, because the darker our lips, the older we look. The more makeup we wear, it can be glamorous and it can be fun, but it also can be aging, and it also cannot represent us and where we are in our life right now. And things are changing very quickly for makeup, and especially for older women, and it's so exciting. We're getting, less procedures and less facelifts, and I think that's so exciting too, because I've never had any work done. And never say never, but that's kind of exciting. I get to see how I'm really aging, what really a woman 70 looks like, and it's kind of fun for me. Anyway, that's my theory on why the beauty community is kind of a ho-hum right now. too much selling and sponsored videos. And number 2 is that women have changed. Women truly have changed, and the beauty community has not changed with it or even recognized it. Some of you did ask if I've heard from my ex that I ran into at the birthday party last month, and I did hear from him. I got a sweet little birthday card from him wishing me all the best, and he wrote on it, P.S. I wasn't crying when I saw you. I have allergies. I thought you knew that.
So, recipe calls for chives.
Look how handsome you look. Wow.
So when I went to Myers,
Yeah.
they don't have any chives.
Yeah.
I know I usually have packages of fresh chives. They didn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
So I go back to the spice department.
Yeah.
No chives.
Oh no, you're chiveless.
What about Hal? Where is Hal? What happened to Hal? I just talked to Hal last night. We talked for over an hour. He's had some real issues that he's had to deal with the last 6 months, but he's doing good, and we're gonna see Hal next month. So I'm really excited about that. He's missed, hanging out and going to the thrift stores. And if you saw last week's video where I talk about the great escapade of my date William, whisking me out of the bar because there was a brawl and I was with my friend Mary. Well, my friend Mary was Hal's wife. So, yeah, maybe he'll have something to say about that. I get so surprised by this, but every single week I get asked, what is it like to move to be by your grandchildren? What is it like to be by your family? What is it like to be in a city that you don't know anybody? And was it worth it? And can I do it? Because you're scared. You're wondering if you should do it. You get all kinds of mixed signals from so many people that say, do it, don't do it. You'll regret it. You'll love it. It'll be the best thing you ever did. When I moved to be by my grandchildren and my son and my daughter-in-law, I didn't do it because I thought they would complete my life. I did not look at them and say, yes, they are responsible for my happiness. They are responsible for me taking hold in a new city and being happy and making friends. And I didn't look at it that way. I wanted a fresh start, and I knew that it would be my responsibility to build my own life in a new city without calling up my family every day or without intruding upon their everyday life. I was very clear about that, and I think the women that I have talked to that have moved to be by their grandchildren, they've picked up and they miss their city, they miss their friends, they miss their activities. And they resent their children or their grandchildren because they feel they don't get enough attention. Well, after all, they blew up their whole life to move there, right? The family owes them. And when you go with that attitude, you'll hate it. I can't tell you what to do. Only you will know in your heart if you're brave enough and if the time is right and if you have the financial means to actually pick up and move across country or move to a different city to be by your family. But for me personally, it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. I have plenty of privacy here. I have a very small, affordable home that I love, but it's right around the corner from my family. But my family is very busy. My oldest grandson also is here, and he's 32, and he's dating, he's busy. It's up to me to make my life here. And I need to be better at a few things. I need to be more adventurous about getting around. I need to make more friends. I need to attend more activities. Yeah, there's always things to do and things to improve. When you love something, it's not enough just to love it. You have to take care of it. And that's how I felt about my grandchildren. I wanted them to truly know me. The memories I have of my grandfather carry me through the darkest hours of my days. And I wanted them to have that same opportunity to perhaps someday, 50 years from now, they'll be in a situation that is really stressful and they'll think, my grandmother once told me. I miss the jazz and I miss some of my friends, but this is my land, this is my home, and this is a new start. And you're never too old to have a new start.
I will keep asking. Even if you never hear me, can you let go of someone without forgetting how they made you feel?
But we find another way to feel loved, and we learn how to cry. All women learn how to cry. But as we get older, we are fearless in all those tears we let you see.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I just loved it. If you get a chance down below, maybe you could share something about your life just to let us know that you're okay. Thank you so much for being here. You have a wonderful, happy, brand new week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here. Really? Fredericks of Hollywood has food now?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember those ads as a kid in the magazines?
Oh, yeah.
The naked ladies?
Well, they weren't naked. They had lingerie on.
Boy, okay, well, that's why we needed x-ray glasses.
Oh, you could buy those, too. I never had a pair.
I know.
I think my brother had a pair, but he wouldn't let me use them.
Yeah. Desi, why won't you eat half a bone? Come here, you can have that. Oh, gee.